Hello everybody and welcome back. My name is Kari and today I am doing my October book haul. I have 35-ish books to talk about, most of which I bought myself. So we'll get into those in a minute. They are sitting here, but first we're going to go through the books that I had on pre-order or were gifted to me. Starting with Fake Law by Anonymous, The Secret Barrister, which was gifted to me very kindly by Abby from Abby of Pelennor, and better yet, she annotated it, which is so cool, and I'm so excited to get into this. She also sent me a ton of various types of British candy, so she gave me a ton of candy along with it, most of which I've never heard of. I've had Cadbury, love Cadbury, it's the only chocolate I do nowadays. Werther's we have here. She's right, they are very good despite being old people candy. And I think everything else I hadn't seen before. There's jelly tots and mini flumps and penguins, apparently. Little, like, individually wrapped biscuits or wafers. I don't know, but this is a current working attorney's analysis of various parts of the British legal system. I thoroughly enjoyed the first one, which I read. It's down there somewhere. And I made a comment and she annotated and bought it for me. Not in that order, but yeah, so I'm super excited to get into this one, and thank you, Abby. She also, because she knows I love mythology and Scottish mythology, bought me the first one in this series that I've mentioned. She's mentioned and I've said, damn it, it's on my TBR because we are horrible influences on each other, but I'm okay with that, by Carolyn Logan. This is, apparently there's Selkies involved, which is exciting because Selkies are really fun. Oh yeah, look at that. Most people consider our main character Elsa a changeling because of a mark on her face. She rescues Selkies from bloodthirsty raiders and now has to act as their guard as they travel to the capital, and then north to find the Stone of Destiny, which protects them all from the evil fairy queen. That could be fun. Ooh, I'm excited. So yes, there's that one. I'm not gonna go too deep into most of these because we got 30 bucks here and I only want to do this in one take. So I got the Illumicrate editions of the Atlas series, so the Atlas 6 and the Atlas Paradox. These are stunning and holographic, and look at these edges. Oh my god. Very excited. I've read the Atlas 6, not this version, I read the self-published version, so I might reread this one in all of its edited glory before moving on to the Atlas Paradox. I don't know if I got this one in September or October. I think it was September, but for the sake of this, Silver Under Nightfall, Vampires in a Thruple by Rinch Becco. That's really all I needed, so here we are. My friend Chelsea got me The Daughter of Dr. Moreau by Silvia Moreno Garcia, which I believe is essentially a retelling of, the Island of Dr. Moreau, which I have read because of the Athena Club, which I got for Abby for her birthday, so go check out her birthday haul link down below, because there's a lot of books there too. I'm very excited. I'm hoping it's not a horror. It should be fine either way, but it just says a reimagining, and it is 19th century Mexico. Very excited, and it's short, so I should be able to get to it fairly quickly. Alright, and then we start at the books I bought for myself. So again, I saved up money for Barnes & Noble and for Zenith, my favorite indie bookstore here in Duluth. Don't mind the dogs. Melody! I have 2 bags for each, so. What river? Oh my goodness, are they home? They're home. I'm gonna continue barking for a hot minute because the family has just arrived home. So, first I got The Inconvenient Indian by Thomas King. Nonfiction, does what it says on the tin. We Band of Angels by Elizabeth Norman. This is about American nurses trapped on the Bataan Peninsula during World War II. I've read Ghost Soldier, which is obviously soldiers on the Bataan Peninsula. I've not read anything about nurses. I didn't realize there were women nurses over there at the time, so I'm very excited. A biography of Abigail Adams by Woody Holton. only really thing I know about her is that she was probably smarter than John Adams and wrote the famous line, "Remember the ladies." And then I've been looking at this for literal years, The Grace of Kings by Kari-ng. I read a collection of his short stories when my friend Katie was in the Peace Corps in Nicaragua, so 6 years ago now, and really enjoyed it and have been looking at this ever since. It is a full series, it is a chunk, but I really enjoyed his writing, so when I got it for cheaper, why not? Alright, let's see. Then I finally got the first installment, I believe, of Mouse by Art Spiegelman, which is a graphic novel of a survivor of the Holocaust, which is probably going to be heartbreaking, but really good to read. Then I got Down and Delirious in Mexico City, the Aztec Metropolis in the 21st Century by Daniel Hernandez. Nonfiction, he talks about Mexico City, which should be real fun. Finding Everett Roos, The Life and Unsolved Disappearance of a Legendary Wilderness Explorer by David Roberts. This one has similar vibes to me of the one I read about water in the desert last year, or maybe late 2020. And it just sounds really interesting. Bonk, The Curious Coupling of Science and Sex by Mary Roach. Again, does what it says on the tin. In case you hadn't noticed, I'm really into nonfiction of late, like pretty much since January 2020, nonfiction has just gone up, and this year it's about half of my reading. So a lot of the books I buy are nonfiction, including Lab Girl by Hope Jaren. Yaren? Probably depends on if you're German. This says it is her revelatory treatise on plant life, but also a celebration of the lifelong curiosity, humility, and passion that drive every scientist. So, why not? And then An Anthropologist on Mars, 7 Paradoxical Tales by Oliver Sacks. They're paradoxical tales of neurological disorder and creativity. So that sounded fun. Those are all the books I got from Zenith. I had slightly less money there because I had to buy a new phone, and actually that's it, because I had to buy a new phone. But that's okay, because this one will last me. Better bloody last me. So now I go to Barnes & Noble. Oh no, and start throwing books around. I didn't mean to, I'm sorry. Starting with The Song of the Cell by Siddhartha Mukherjee. Like I said, nonfiction, that's what it says. Then I also got The Golden Enclaves by Naomi Novik, because I didn't realize the third book had come out. Don't get me wrong, have I read the first two? No. But I like Naomi Novik as an author. I think she writes well, and I'm curious. And on top of that, I got 30% off, so, you know, can't say no to that. Ooh, this one I've been eyeballing for a long time, and it is Son of the Storm by Sui Davies Okungboa. African-inspired, I don't know exactly which part of Africa, but at any rate, high fantasy. I've heard really good things. I think Zoe from You're All Booked, or Zoe's All Booked, really enjoyed this. I know she read it. Crap, I don't remember. But it sounds really good. Archaeology from Space, How the Future Shapes Our Past by Sarah Parsak. Nonfiction, does what it says. Fighting for Space, two pilots and their historic battle for female spaceflight by Amy Shira title. I didn't know there were women who, let's see, what is this? Yeah, so this is women astronauts in the late 50s. Didn't know that was a thing. Ah yes, and then I finished, I don't have the third one at the moment, they had to order it. Well, I guess it's technically the fourth one. I have the first 3, so now I have 4 when it gets here, 5 and 6. Which is Anne of Cleves, Catherine Howard, and Catherine Parr of Alison Weir's Six Queens series. I'm very excited because I love Alison Weir and I love the Tudors, so to have essentially a novel about each of them is going to be grand. And then I got The Sound of the Sea, Seashells and the Fate of the Oceans by Cynthia Barnett, because who doesn't want to learn the history of seashells and the sound of the ocean? It just sounds fun. Okay, and then we move that bag. Right. If I can get this one right side up, we have Big Chief Elizabeth by Giles Milton, which is the adventures and fate of the first English colonists in America. I have looked at this one multiple times. Elizabeth, I want to know basically everything, and this is a different perspective than I've seen. I have Shastri's Last Day by Kirtana Ramasetti. This is a... Oh yeah. It is a fiction novel, so she's one of the world's wealthiest women. She has a sterling reputation. She gets brain cancer at 70 and decides to break the news of her death early so she can read her obits, as one does. Except that her obits don't tell all the good stuff she's done, they tell these 2 dark secrets she's never told anybody, and now she has to deal with the repercussions. Lady Chatterley's Lover by D.H. Lawrence. I have wanted to read this since it was mentioned in Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries. It is a classic. I don't really know what it's about, but apparently it was scandalous at the time, so obviously that needs to get read. I saw this one the last time I was there, and that is The Littlest Library by Poppy Alexander, and it just sounds cute. And I love that. A History of the Vikings, Children of Ash and Elm. I'm 95% sure I don't have this one, but I have looked at it. I'm trying to learn more about the Vikings and Scandinavian culture and history, because I want to branch out, and that is what my ancestors were. Maybe not necessarily Vikings, but, you know, people who lived in Scandinavia. That much I know. So, it'd be fun to learn. If I can get my hand in the bag. Then I got a book about pirates called Black Flags, Blue Waters by Eric J. Dolan, because who doesn't want to learn more about pirates, particularly people who grew up in the early aughts with Pirates of the Caribbean playing in their head. Constantly. Okay, 3 more. I got The Ruin of Kings by Jen Lyons because I've heard amazing things about this, and I was there. Summer of Blood by Dan Jones, which is England's first revolution apparently, 1381. The Wat Tyler Revolution. That could be fun. I really like Dan Jones, so we got that one. And Indian Givers by Jack Weatherford, How Native Americans Transformed the World, which is a different take on that than we usually see. Those are all the books I bought or were gifted in October that I remember. I'm pretty sure that's all of them. I don't think I bought a ton in October. So, good on me. Yeah, those are all my books. If you want me to prioritize any of them, if you've read them, etc., let me know down in the comments below. And otherwise, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!